Listen to me.
Do note that this is only a tiny portion of a 7-hour-long interview. This is Larry, accused of discharging a firearm in public. There was no evidence to prove that he is the culprit, and hence, the only way for the court to find him guilty is that he confesses. The goal of the interrogator now is to force a confession using nothing but the power of manipulation.
I'm going to tell you what happened, okay? We got a call from a neighbor about somebody discharging a firearm, okay?
Yeah.
From that point on, this nosy neighbor, or whatever we're going to call him, has monitored, and I'm not going to tell you how, okay, just think about it, with today's technology, monitored what was going on in front of this residence that they were calling to complain about until police arrived.
What the interrogator said is a complete lie. The neighbors did not document anything. The complaints were fabricated to corner the suspect in hopes that he would slip up and confess. The interrogator is pretending that he has an overwhelming evidence against the suspect in hopes that he would confess and plead for a lighter sentence.
This witness, this complainant, the person that called police, is documenting what is going on. Okay? He's documenting. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
That they're pointing the finger at me?
No, forget that. They're documenting the fact of whatever's going on in front of the house. Just with a camera, with a cell phone, you can record shit nowadays. Again, after the person calls police, he begins to document, maybe film, what's going on in front of this house. So it's one of the easiest investigations I've had. It's fucking there. And you can't lie about that, bro. I'm giving you an opportunity.
I'm not lying.
Listen to me. I'm giving you
I
an
didn't hold
opportunity.
that gun.
Listen
I
to
didn't
me.
shoot
Listen.
that gun.
Listen to. But when you're telling me that you didn't have that firearm in your hand, we can prove otherwise. We can prove otherwise. I can prove it. I can go in front of the judge and say, hey, look, bro, we want to fucking, you want us to play this video? You want us to show you the fingerprint results? You want us to show you the GRE test on this gentleman?
I did not have that firearm in my hand.
Huh?
Is there any reason why your fingerprints are going to be on there?
They're not going to be on there.
Any reason why we got an eyewitness to you shooting that gun?
All the evidence is made up. There are no eyewitnesses and no fingerprints found.
Can you explain to my partner and I why that you were positively identified as the person who shot that gun?
It's a misconception. That's a lie. I did not shoot that gun.
In your hand
I did not have a firearm in my hand.
That. We can prove that. We're beyond that point, buddy. We're beyond that, man. And based on our investigation and the trajectory and stuff like that, we sort of believe that it probably.
I did not have that firearm in my hand at all.
It could have been a fucking accident. It could have been an accidental discharge. Okay, but when you're completely denying that, then I gotta think another way, bro. Because,
dude, it's the truth. I didn't have that firearm in my hand whatsoever.
Well, you're not. Maybe you're not listening to what I'm saying.
The interrogator noticed that the suspect is quite emotional, making it easier to manipulate the suspect. The interrogator now tries to offer the suspect a way out by dismissing the entire case as an accident. However, if the suspect were to confess it as an accident, he would definitely be guilty in the eye of the court.
This person that complained and called initially, document was recording shit, dude. I'm trying to find out intent because a camera doesn't tell me what intention your brain
There's
has.
no intention.
Or Richard.
Richard didn't want to kill the cop. He was shooting the ground. I'm not going to have some son of a bitch cross the road sit there telling you guys that I was the one pulling the trigger on it.
You're not the only. That's not the only person, unfortunately.
Richard is another suspect on the scene. Supposedly, he was the culprit, yet the interrogator continues to pin the crime on Larry.
Remember, you're the last one that we spoke to at this point. there's more people than just the nosy neighbor that called the police, bro. There's people you live with. There's people, responding deputies. And you know, Woody, I've only been honest with you, bro. I've only been honest.
Yeah, and I've been honest with you.
No.
Another interrogator enters the room. Now, the suspect is cornered by two interrogators that are accusing him of the crime. This is a power move by the interrogators to pressure the suspect, making him more anxious and hence more likely to take the easy way out and confess it as an accident.
Don't roll your eyes at me like you're a fucking 5-year-old. We have an eyewitness that shows you, okay, you come outside after the 3 shots are fired, watches you take a level platform, one hand, boom, and shoots across the top of those bushes. We're going to process that fucking gun, and you know what it's going to tell us? Your prints are on that gun.
The interrogator adopts a more confrontational approach and demonstrates their dominance in the room. As demonstrated in the Milgram experiment, people are highly influenced by authority. The confrontation mixed with the fabrication of evidence is a psychological maneuver to sway the suspect towards confessing.
Now when we present all this shit to the fucking judge, and your lawyer's going, yeah, dude, maybe you shouldn't have fucked with these detectives.
I'm not fucking with you. I didn't touch that gun whatsoever.
You did?
I know what I did.
Yeah?
I know what I did. I drank beer and watched freaking Richard shoot the shit in the ground.
Right.
The interrogator successfully extracted a key piece of evidence from the suspect, that the suspect was drunk. The interrogator can now present this information in court as the reason for the crime.
Okay, and
I don't
after
know.
that happened, you went inside,
I
you were
went,
woo,
boom!
and you came outside and you shot another round.
I did not. I didn't do it.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
I
did.
did not.
This is like I'm dealing with a 5-year-old, Jimmy. That's what I can't understand.
There's people saying you did. Your buddies are saying you fucking did. We got independent witnesses.
I didn't do it.
You can't tell us that you didn't fucking fire that 4th shot anymore. You can't tell us. We can prove otherwise. And if you do, the fucking judge is going to throw the fucking book at you. You fired that 4th shot, brother. We can prove it.
There was only 3 shots.
No, there's
No,
4.
there's 4.
There's 4, bro. There's 4, dude. When the shit hits the fan, your buddies ain't going to stick up for you. Okay? Independent
I
witnesses.
couldn't have fired that shot.
Independent witnesses. Did you know that there was deputies already before that deputy, the one that pulled up in front of your house? There was deputies already in the corner set up, watching you.
There were no deputies set up, and this was another lie made by the interrogator. The 4th bullet was also never found, and hence, there was no evidence that there were 4 shots.
You fired the 4th shot. Now we need to know if you tried to kill that deputy or did you just discharge a firearm. And that's the misdemeanor. We need to find out. We have a good idea, but we want to hear it from you. We have a good idea what your intention was, based on the trajectory of the round. We have witnesses observing this shit, because they've already heard 3 before rounds. Okay, there's witnesses that observe it. Deputies already on the other side of the street watching you, setting up on the house. The guy has a fucking rifle trained at the front door, because he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Well, you fired that shot, brother. Think back real hard. Think back real hard so we can at least say, you know what, the guy at the end, he came clean. We don't think he was trying to kill anybody, but yeah, that's the 4th round that's there. I'm not going to make shit up. There's 4 rounds there, bro. All your roommates know it. Richard knows it. The independent witnesses know it. And there's a fucking deputy watching you.
Not
He's
only
watching
that,
you from down the street.
the shell casings match the bullets that are inside of the gun. We're going to show that the extraction marks that came from that gun match that of the shell casings that we found on scene. And we're going to put all of that together. So that means that we've got that 1 round that deputy witnessed you pull the trigger.
You did it. You made a mistake, dude. You discharged a firearm in public. That's a misdemeanor, brother. And we could tell you weren't trying to hit the deputy because we know the trajectory of the round.
We have an eyewitness
I remember
who
up
puts
to
a
the
gun in
point.
your hand. No, you don't remember up to a point. You remember the whole thing.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
Yes,
Honest
you
to
do.
God, man.
Oh, no, I'm being honest to God, and so is my partner, and so is the deputy that witnessed you because he broadcast it over a radio. And we're pulling the tapes right now. We're pulling the dispatch tapes. And you know what those dispatch tapes are going to describe? You. And then we've got this one round, that one shell casing that's kind of all by itself. And that's number 4. And that's the 4th shell casing which you pulled the trigger on, which projected a bullet, came out of the end of the gun that you were holding, that a deputy witnessed from about 200 feet away, who described you holding a gun. But I'm going to tell you something. You sit here and you hold on to this story, I'm just telling you, it's not a threat. When we put all of the evidence together in a court of law, it's not going to look good, my friend. It's not going to look good. We know you did it. You know you did it.
And everyone in the house says that too?
What do you think? Do I really have to answer that question?
The suspect is slowly falling for the interrogator's manipulation. He is slowly believing that he is guilty after hours of being exposed to fake evidence. The suspect eventually confesses to the crime indirectly and the interrogator has won.
So I had a debate in my own head, and that's why I'm glad you finally came clean about the whole ordeal and the fact that he's hiding the gun for you in the attic, because I know you got a bad back, so you can't climb up to do it, and that you're hiding the gun because that goes to show that you're at least somewhat remorseful for what happened. You still did it. Still fucking shot at the cop. And, you know, but it took me a lot of debating, going back and forth, getting info from Mike and Jeff and Diana, or whatever her name is, and figuring it all out. So, I mean, but it was there, and the state could upgrade the charge based on all the evidence I have, based on the fact that you saw a cop car. You saw 2 other deputies on the right, a cop car coming, you shot at them.
If you are interested in another clip where the interrogator can't break an innocent suspect, watch this.